A soldier in a foxhole swears he saw a figure of light deflecting bullets. A child on a hospital bed whispers of a man in white who leaned close and said, "It's not your time." Countless near-death survivors describe radiant beings who stood beside them when hope was gone. Hallucinations? Coincidence? Or something greater? Across centuries, across cultures, one question persists. Who are these mysterious beings that step out of the unseen world into ours? And more importantly, what do they want with us now? Welcome to Divine Documentaries, where timeless stories and ancient wisdom come alive. Angelology, the study of angels. The word itself comes from Greek, angelos, meaning messenger, and logos, meaning word or study. This branch of theology explores who angels are, why they exist, and how they connect heaven and earth. For centuries, scholars, mystics, and everyday believers have wondered, do angels intervene in our lives? Can they protect us? Can they bring messages from God? Psalm 91, verse 11 offers one of the Bible's clearest answers. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. To study angels is to glimpse the larger spiritual picture. A world filled not only with what we see, but with messengers who reveal God's care and power. Do you believe you've ever been protected by something or someone unseen? Angels are not like us. They are spiritual beings created by God, existing outside the limits of flesh and blood. Hebrews 1 verse 14 describes them as ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation. Unlike humanity, they do not hunger, thirst, or age. They are not bound by the ticking clock of time. Angels stand as witness to creation itself. Older than the mountains, present before the stars were hung in the sky. They were there when God spoke light into being, and they will remain long after empires have crumbled to dust. And yet, these timeless beings do not remain distant. Scripture shows us they can take form, stepping into our world when the moment calls for it. 3 mysterious men who visited Abraham and Sarah, promising a child in their old age. Gabriel, appearing before Mary with the earth-shattering news that she would bear the Messiah. An angel descending to roll away the stone at the tomb of Jesus, declaring, "He is not here, he is risen." The term angel is not merely a title of what they are, it's a declaration of what they do. Messengers, protectors, guides. At times terrifying in their glory, at other times gentle and unseen. Their purpose is always tied to the will of God. Daniel's story reminds us of their power. Thrown into a pit of lions for refusing to abandon prayer, Scripture records, "My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions." Imagine that moment. The stench of the beasts, the rumble of their growls, then silence. Muscles tensed for attack suddenly relaxed. The predators became still, caged not by iron, but by the presence of one divine messenger. What danger in your own life felt like a lion's den, and yet you came out untouched? Was it chance, or was it something unseen shielding you in that moment? Psalm 103 verse 20 declares, "Bless the Lord, O you his angels, you mighty ones who do his word, obeying the voice of his word." Before anything else, angels are worshippers. They gather around the throne of God in unbroken chorus, crying, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of his glory." But their worship does not stay confined to heaven's courts. It overflows into the world. These same angels who bow before the throne are also sent to minister to us. Fragile, stumbling, imperfect humans. They guard children from unseen dangers. They walk beside travelers along lonely roads. They deliver messages that change the course of history. They strengthen the weary when all seems lost. Hebrews 1 verse 14 reminds us, angels are ministering spirits sent out to serve for the sake of those who are to inherit salvation. And angels are not passive observers. They rejoice when even a single sinner repents. They bear witness to acts of worship. They see courage born in weakness, forgiveness extended where it was not deserved, faith held fast in trial. Every quiet step of faith echoes into the heavens, seen, celebrated, remembered. Picture a midnight road. Rain lashes the windshield, tires skid on wet pavement, headlights blur. You swerve, and somehow, impossibly, you don't crash. Some call it luck. Others whisper another word. Angel. Think of a moment in your life when you should not have made it through, and yet you did. Was it coincidence? Or was it grace delivered by unseen hands? But not all angels remained faithful. Scripture speaks of rebellion, a fracture in heaven itself. Beings of light who turned from the very source that created them. Genesis 6 hints at the mysterious Watchers, angels who stepped outside their appointed order. They defied God, entangling themselves with humanity, producing the Nephilim, giants, echoes of creation distorted. Revelation describes a cosmic war. Michael and his angels battling the great dragon Satan. Heaven itself shook with violence. The result? Those once radiant messengers were cast down, fallen, no longer servants of light, but shadows bent on deception. It leaves us with a haunting truth. Even angels had a choice. And choices, even for beings beyond time, carry eternal consequences. Every being, angelic or human, must choose whom they will serve. What about you? Nearly every culture, across continents, across centuries, speaks of angel-like beings. In Islam, angels like Gabriel, are revered as God's messengers. In Judaism and Christianity, angels stand as protectors, warriors, and guides. Ancient Mesopotamian carvings show winged guardians watching over kings and cities. In Zoroastrianism, Amesha Spenters reflect divine order and purity. Hindu texts describe devas, celestial beings bridging the human and the divine. Even in modern psychology, Carl Jung spoke of archetypes, protective figures, luminous presences that appear in dreams and myths. Why does nearly every culture describe shining, winged beings who bridge the gap between mortal and divine? Coincidence? Or a universal memory etched into the soul of humanity itself? If people across the globe and across history describe the same beings, could it be more than imagination? At their core, angels remind us of God's nearness. They are messengers who whisper, "You are not alone." Guardians who shield, "You are not abandoned." Witnesses who rejoice, "Your choices matter." From Abraham's visitors to Daniel's lion's den to Peter's prison escape, angels have appeared at turning points in human history. Their presence is both comfort and challenge. To live as though heaven is watching, because it is. Picture your own life for a moment. The midnight phone call, the car that swerved just in time, the stranger who spoke words you desperately needed to hear. Was it coincidence? Or was it something or someone sent for you? Think back to the darkest night you endured. Who or what pulled you through it? Could it have been an angel? A soldier, a child, a prophet, a sinner who turned back. Across time, they whisper the same truth. Unseen figures step into our world at the turning points of life. From scripture to modern testimonies, angels remind us that reality is more than flesh and blood. They are present when choices are made, when words are spoken, when lives are changed. Proverbs 18 verse 21 tells us, The tongue has the power of life and death, and angels watch as we speak, act, and choose. If this glimpse has stirred your curiosity, know this is only the beginning. The hierarchy, the ranks, the mysteries of angels run deeper still. So if one stood before you today, not in a story, but in your own life, what would they see? Faith or fear? Hope or despair? Courage or compromise? The unseen world is nearer than we imagine, and the choice of how to live in its light is still yours. Angels are watching. What will they see in you?